Hi everyone, Susan Rever here, coming to you live from Regina, Saskatchewan, from the organictarian.com and healthfullifestyle.com. So I would just want to make a quick video because this is something that I'm very passionate about. Of course, and you may not know why you should actually use silicone-free skincare and makeup, but hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a better understanding of why. So this blog post and video kind of started as a result of watching a live video that was done on Facebook actually a few days ago. And the topic was centered around 5 reasons to use natural makeup. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that topic. It's actually a great topic. But what bothered me was the video was very misleading because this person was talking about a specific type of brand of makeup that really is not natural at all. Remember, the words natural or organic are not regulated by the FDA or Health Canada. So, and of course, the makeup also is not environmentally friendly. Of course, my intention is not to, bash other companies or anything, but majority of skincare makeup products on the market contain silicone-based ingredients. Greenwashing is a common problem in the beauty industry. And being a biologist and environmentalist is a passion of mine. And because silicone-based ingredients, and we'll talk about this more, are coming back, of course, now into the food chain. So they're now affecting, of course, my health and my family's health and the environment. So this is something that I think needs to be, more awareness needs to be put out there for people to know about. And so my purpose for the video was to educate you about silicones and why you should, of course, use silicone-free skincare and makeup. Now, I'm going to be, of course, creating a blog, which I'm just finishing up writing. So it's going to go into more detail than the video. So I'm going to post a link below. So that you can actually click on that link and read the blog in more detail if you want. And I'm going to also post this video on YouTube if you'd like to rewatch it. So why am I actually targeting silicone-based ingredients? Well, one, they are found everywhere, even in the most expensive brands. So it doesn't matter if you're paying, $5 for skincare and makeup or you're spending, over 100. Silicone-based ingredients are found in almost anything. Basically, they're plastic. Okay, and they are polluting the environment, and not to mention the potential human health effects, that secondary health effects, because they are coming now back into our food chain. And they do comprise a large percentage, sadly, of our skincare and makeup products. So if you ever looked at an ingredient label, and I'm going to post an example in my blog post, you will see that silicone, based ingredients are found in many different types of personal care products and cosmetic products. And I'm going to also talk about later on about how you can sort of identify those ingredients when you're looking at a label. So the one that I'm posting on my blog, out of the first 7 ingredients, 5 of them are silicone-based ingredients. So remember that on a label, ingredients are listed from the highest concentration to the lowest concentration. So that means that makeup, or in this case it was an eyeshadow label, is pretty much all silicone-based ingredients, right? So over 90% of it would be, of course, synthetic. So it's not natural at all. Very little is actually natural, but because, of course, those words aren't regulated, a company can get away with using those words. And of course, it's very enticing marketing-wise and for advertising purposes. And so why do companies actually use silicone in their products in the first place? Well, believe it or not, silicones have been around for a long time. They were introduced to beauty products back in the 1950s. And why? Well, because they helped your makeup stay put, right? Even after you've been working out and sweating, it's still there. It helps make your hair kind of silky and shiny. A lot of the hydrophobic silicones form a seal over your face, so it's almost like wrapping your face in plastic wrap and makes it water resistant. So that's why you hear those companies like Revlon and whatever that can claim that their makeup is long lasting, up to 24 hours. And of course, it does give products that sort of luxurious, sort of silky sort of texture. And so when you're putting it on like foundation or even, cream, it helps sort of fill in the crevices in your face, and it makes your skin feel a little bit, looks nice and smooth. And of course, it's cheap. Right? The ingredients are cheap. So beauty products, of course, out there to make money. So if they can get away with using these cheap man-made plastic, ingredients versus more expensive raw ingredients, that have a shorter shelf life, then of course they're going to get away with it, right? Silicones are derived from a natural product called silica, but unfortunately you do undergo extensive chemical processing. So by the time they actually get to your, personal care or cosmetic products, they're completely synthetic. And why should you care? So I think this is the thing that most people are going to want to know. So there was a study done where it analyzed actually a typical shower gel in a laboratory for polyethylene particulates, which are referred to as microplastics. And these are the plastics that are coming from your personal care and cosmetic products. There was roughly as much plastic material in the gel by weight as there was the plastic container that it came packaged in, which is actually kind of shocking. Now, there was another study carried out by the European cosmetic manufacturers with the aim to construct this sort of probabilistic European population model of exposure to chemicals, because a lot of people are now looking into, of course, marine ecotoxicology, because they want to know how the things that we're, of course, dumping down our drains are ending up in our food supply, and how they're, of course, affecting not only wildlife, our water, but, of course, humans. So in this European population model, if each person, right, in the European population used just an average of 2 grams of toothpaste a day, and of course we all brush our teeth, and 5% of that weight of the toothpaste were a plastic ingredient, then Europeans would be spitting around 74,000 kilograms of plastic particulates into their sinks on a daily basis. And that is just from their toothpaste. So same calculation could be done for the shampoo they're using and the conditioner and all your skincare products and your makeup, right? I've also sort of showed some charts on my blog, so it can kind of show you sort of how these microplastics are actually distributed throughout the environment. So when they go down your sink, actually what happens to them. And there was a report that was commissioned actually by the United Nations Environment Program, which is referred to as UNEP, in 2015. And it stated that most of the plastic ingredients in personal care and cosmetic products, and they refer to this as PCCP, contain non-degradable polymers. So these plastic polymers can take hundreds of years to completely degrade via either oxidative or photodegradation. More disturbing, of course, is a lot of these plastic ingredients that are put in your personal care cosmetic products are applied, right? They either are leave-on or kind of rinse-off formulations, and they're found, of course, in your deodorants, your shampoos, your lipsticks, your facial masks, eyeshadows, and of course also anti-wrinkle creams. So a total amount of 4,360 tons of microplastic beads were used in 2012 across all the European Union countries, plus Norway and Switzerland, according to a survey by Cosmetics Europe. So these plastic ingredients in your PCCPs that are poured down the drain, right? So every time you wash your face, or every time you, washing your hair, they cannot be collected for recycling, like your containers, right, that you're putting out into your recycling bin. So these plastic ingredients do not decompose in wastewater treatment systems either. So these ingredients are emitted via either raw sewage, treated effluents, or with sewage sludge that's then applied as fertilizer on agricultural land, right? So that's where your food that you're eating, landfilled, or of course dumped at sea. And so the potential for secondary health impacts via the food chain, including humans who consume seafood and of course other food. And of course, this coupling with emerging knowledge about the toxic effects such particles have on biological organisms, including mammals. Remember that we are mammals. Okay, so that is kind of disturbing and shocking, right? And so it's not just silicone-based ingredients, but I'm targeting those tonight. There are, of course, other chemicals you should avoid in skincare and makeup. So 5 reasons to use silicone-free skincare and makeup. Well, obviously, eco-friendly, right? What we've been talking about. So a lot of these conventional skincare and makeup products that utilizing these silicone-based ingredients and other chemicals, and of course, they're polluting the environment. So a good healthy alternative is to use certified organic natural skincare and makeup products, because these products contain no synthetic chemicals whatsoever. And remember, Mother Nature does know best. Of course, number two reason, no harmful health effects. So the chemicals, again, including the silicone-based ingredients found in conventional skincare and makeup, can cause irritation and allergic reactions. Environment Canada assessments concluded that cyclotetrasiloxane, which again is a microplastic and a silicone-based ingredient, cyclopentasiloxane, again, same thing, also known as D4 and D5, are toxic, persistent, and have the potential to bioaccumulate in aquatic organisms. The European Union classifies D4 as endocrine disruptor based on evidence that it, of course, interferes with human hormone function and a possible reproductive toxicant that may impair human fertility. In laboratory experiments, exposure to high doses of D5 has been shown to cause uterine tumors and harm to the reproductive and immune systems. So cyclomethicone, which is another silicone-based ingredient that's found in skincare and makeup, is a mixture of D4, D5, and D6 siloxanes. And then you have your polydimethylsiloxane, otherwise known as, or sometimes shown on a label as PDMS, which is silicone polymer, are produced from D4 and contain residual amounts of D4 and D5. And then dimethicone, which is found extensively in a lot of skincare and makeup, is a common PDMS ingredient in cosmetics, which I think a lot of people aren't even aware. So again, another reason to use silicone-free skincare and makeup. Obviously, nutrient-rich. So silicone ingredients do not hydrate or nourish your skin. It doesn't matter what the label is going to tell you, what the claim that the company is going to make. So as a consumer, you do deserve to use higher quality ingredients that support your skin health. So you kind of want to think along the lines of sort of organic botanicals such as, aloe vera or rose or Roman chamomile. And of course, you cannot go wrong with organic natural skincare and makeup because they contain nutrient-rich plant and herbal extracts and oils that actually are going to support your skin health. Number 4, the reason is clog-free pores. So silicone, again, all these silicone-based ingredients act like plastic wrap because they have what's referred to as a semi-occlusive nature. So basically, when you're putting on that makeup and skincare that contains these silicone-based ingredients, it creates a barrier on top of your skin. So this barrier can lock in moisture, but at the same time, it also will trap in dirt, sweat, bacteria, dead skin cells, and other debris. Yuck. And this can lead to skin breakouts, right? So especially if you have acne-prone skin, you're probably going to want to avoid silicone-based ingredients. 5th reason, you want to, of course, protect yourself or prevent premature aging. So silicones not only clog your pores, but they prevent additional moisture from reaching your skin, right? And we all know that skin hydration is a major cause of premature aging and skin sensitivity. It also, silicones interfere with cell renewal, and our skin cells itself renew every 28 days. So silicones basically inhibit this process by slowing down the production of new cells. So what happens is your skin kind of becomes less able to shed that dead cell layer off. And of course, your skin's going to start to look, dry and tired, and it's also going to impair or decelerate the improvement conditions such as, reducing those fine lines or, helping heal those scars. So those are 5 very good reasons to use silicone-free skincare and makeup. So again, this will be easier when you see it on my blog, but I'm going to quickly go over how to identify some of these silicone ingredients on ingredient labels. So you kind of want to look for endings. So it's very specific endings of words that you can kind of pick out when you're reading a label. So the first one is cone. Okay, so you're going to look for words like dimethicone or methicone or trimethicone. Okay, so look for that ending of cone. Siloxane is another one. So cyclopentasiloxane or polysiloxane. Okay, so again, that siloxane ending. Conol, so C-O-N-O-L, or sometimes O-L. So sometimes you'll see dimethiconol or lauryl methicone copolyol. Ene is another one, or E-N-E. You'll see words like polyethylene or polypropylene on labels. Sometimes you also see polytetrafluoroethylene, and sometimes on a label it will just have it listed as PTFE, and actually that is Teflon. So I was surprised why this stuff was in cosmetics and skincare in the first place. I mean, being a biologist, I mean, I wear my Gore-Tex boots, and you buy tents, you want to make sure they're Teflon or you have nylon in them to be waterproof, but why on earth would I want to put it on my face? Some other endings, late, so just as you're going to be late, L-A-T-E, so polyacrylate, methyl acrylate copolymer, so you'll see words like that on labels. Polymer is another ending, like a styrene copolymer, so they're talking about plastic polymers, and of course nylon, so nylon 12, nylon 6. So these are some ingredients that you'll find in a lot of skincare and makeup. Again, remember, the majority of beauty companies will actually use them because, again, they're cheap, right? So best silicone-free skincare makeup alternatives is you're going to want to use, just like with your food, start using organic products, especially if you look for ones that are certified organic by either the ACO or USDA, so that you're giving that guarantee that it's gone through some sort of a third party, sort of backup, like they're guaranteeing you that those products are actually coming from organic source. And you're not the only person who's been using the wrong products for all this time. Some of my favorites before I knew any better were Oil of Olay, Neutrogena, which I used to love, Clinique, and I even used Lancome. And sadly, they all contain silicone-based ingredients, among others. So don't be duped anymore by beauty companies. And of course, they're very powerful advertising marketing campaigns. They are very enticing, and makes you kind of want to buy some of the products based on what they're saying. So, and the reason why, of course, I want to bring light to these is that you are obviously free to choose what products you want to put on your skin. However, the chemicals used in non-organic skincare makeup products are impacting my health. So it's almost like breathing in secondhand smoke, right? My family's health and the environment, because stuff is now going down our water, right? Ending up in our aquifers, being transported into, the water that we drink. Is now seen in, of course, agricultural land. So some of it's coming back into products that you're eating, and of course now into seafood. So this has an impact on, my health as well. So I think people need to know about what silicone-based ingredients and other chemicals actually do. So I hope you agree with me that your skin, of course, your health and environment are better off without silicones and other nasty chemicals. I mean, they have really no purpose. They don't really do anything good for your skin whatsoever. So obviously, when it comes to food and makeup, try to always go organic if you can. And of course, this is going to give you some kind of guarantee, right? Third-party validation that you are putting silicone-free skincare and makeup on your skin. And of course, your body and planet will thank you. So again, we're posting this video on YouTube, so you can rewatch it if you want. And I will also put a link once I finish writing the blog post, so that you can go back, and if you want to come back and look to see what sort of ingredients to avoid, take a look at some of the pictures and stuff that I posted. All the links to the studies will be on there as well if you want to read the studies in more detail. And if you ever want me to look at some of your labels, if you have questions about something that you're using, or would like to ask me a question, really feel free to write a comment. I'd be happy to help. And I hope you enjoyed the video. You guys have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night.